Hey guys, Shock the Nightcoon here. This is going to be my new series called Let's Watch, where we take a look at videos with me and I react to them about what I think about them. It's going to be kind of like a review in a way, but also like my opinion on certain videos and such. I'm not going to just sit here and film the camera and watch the thing at the same time. That's just not, I don't like that style. But I do like this cutting back and forth style that Chad Tronic does. And I want to try to do that. That's great. That really adds an interesting flair to it, and it kind of gives off this interesting personality so that you get more from me and not just from the video. You get both halves, and I'm constantly reacting, and then you see the video without my face plastered on the side, and I'm not constantly talking over the video. It's a good way to enjoy the video with someone together as if they were there with you. And I really like that idea. And I think that's very fun to watch. So I'm going to try to do that. So today we're going to be watching two videos, and both of them are pretty awesome. Both of them are teasers for a fan film project to make a sequel to the old Sonic OVA called Sonic the Movie in America when it was dubbed. Anyway, before we get to the first video, I have to say that this is actually made by Russian Sonic fans. So the teasers are made with Russian voices, and there is an English dub, but I prefer the Russian version because the English dub, I think the voices weren't done very well, like the acting's off, and they just didn't really do it very well. It felt like they just kind of threw it out there and did whatever voices they could do at the time, and I'm like, this does not feel right compared to the original. So I'm going to just show you guys the Russian original version with the English subs at the bottom. So let's watch. Oh my gosh, look at that. That is so cool. I mean, sure, it probably doesn't look as good as it did in the movie before it, but that looks so good. That is drawn beautifully. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see the rest of this.
На ловца и зверь бежит.
Да отстань ты!
Далеко собрался?
Черт, хватит тут хозяйничать! Это моя база!
Ну и что дальше?
А дальше у нас... Обед. Так, все, хватит. Война войной, а обед по расписанию.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I like how it went from him pointing his gun at them, and then, oh, it's dinner time. Well, can't be bothered to be shooting you guys right now. I gotta eat my dinner first. That's great. That's classic cartoon like humor. That kind of feels almost like it would actually be in the OVA in the past. It feels like that's right at home humor right there. I like that.
Эгман, не сиди на холодном полу. Простудишься.
Ты еще откуда?
И вообще, зрителям не интересно смотреть, как вы кушаете.
Меньше бытовухи, больше экшена.
Какие зрители? Какая бытовуха? Дайте мне пообедать во благе.
Видите ли, к нам приехала съемочная группа из Zarumo Studios.
Нас что, снимают?
Да, снимают, посмотрите туда. Видите скрытые камеры?
Черт подери, никакой личной жизни.
Alright, that was great. That was great. I really like the fourth wall breakage right there. That's great. For a teaser, that's pretty interesting to break the fourth wall right there in teaser. I think that's a fun way to introduce the actual like characters, animation stuff. What kind of tone this movie's gonna be like. So, what kind of tone is this movie's gonna take when you watch it? So that was great. I really liked that, and the animation was so smooth, and it looked. I mean, it didn't look a lot like the actual like anime version, of course. I guess whenever they would talk during that version, it'd be a little more stilted because they focused more on the action sequences whenever they would animate the characters. But this was really smooth, really well done. I love it. I can't wait to see more, and I can't wait for this film to come out. This looks like one of the most competent fan films I've ever seen. This is great. This is great. Okay, so this next teaser trailer, which is number 2, it is very different, and I'm just gonna have to show it to you for you to understand how it's different, how it got a really interesting reaction out of me and a lot of other people. So let's take a look. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful! Oh man, that looks almost just like it did, even better than it did in the original movie. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. It's so good. It's so well drawn. Oh man, this is gonna be so great. This is great. That's actually kind of cute. They decided to give Tails paw feet. Paw feet. And, you know, I haven't seen that very often. I've seen that in some fan art, but never in an animation. I actually like it. I actually pretty much like it. It's pretty cool. It's kind of cute, and I think it's well done. But I think they did it a little too realistically, maybe. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I like it, but at the same time, I'm not sure if it fits well with the Sonic characters.
Ой,
Спокойно, это я.
я думаю, это робот Эгмана.
Ты хотел замочить робота ботинком?
Неважно.
Я тут нашел странное сокровище. Гляди, на шкатулке есть символ Соника и кодовый замок. Как ты думаешь, что там внутри?
Давай я отнесу ее Сонику. Вдруг там его личные вещи.
Бери.
Now, I don't know if you're noticing this, but some animators would notice this, or artists would notice this, with the keen eye that we have. This animation right here, it was drawn on top of 3D models. I could tell just by looking at it when I first watched this. I was like, wait, this doesn't look like hand-drawn. It looks like 3D, but drawn on top of 3D. And I was like, I wonder why they decided to do that when the previous teaser was all hand-drawn. And I found out in the comments that this was an experiment. This teaser was an experiment, experimenting with several different things, which we'll talk about later at the end of this watching. So all I have to say right now about this is that it's very interesting, and I think it could be utilized quite well, but you have to be careful with it, because if you draw on top of something that is 3D, it looks a little too smooth compared to traditional hand-drawn to me. I feel like that in order for it to actually work, you have to make it look a little bit more like hand-drawn and not have it go too slow, and maybe, I don't know, it just seems a little too smooth and a little slow at times. So I think they could have maybe adjusted it a bit so it felt more hand-drawn, but at the same time, this helped them with their process to give it a more smooth animation feel and make it easier for them to actually animate it and not have to draw it by hand, I guess. It's a really interesting experiment, and it would be I think you should experiment with it more in order to better the animation, but I don't know if they should use this throughout the entire movie. I think they should just go with the hand-drawn animation style they were doing in the first teaser. Yeah.
Теплая.
Oh, wow! They actually gave him real Echidna Claw feet. That's kind of surprising. I didn't expect that. Okay. Alright. Why not? Yeah, he is an Echidna after all. I don't know if I like that. I don't know if that really works.
Соник, проснись! Тут интересная находка.
Что там у тебя? А? Неужели? Тейлз, где ты ее нашел?
Это не я, это Наклз.
Дай сюда. Я попробую ввести код.
Ты его знаешь?
08/08/2016. Дата выхода первой части мультфильма. Вау, я смогу досрочно посмотреть первую часть. Так, Тейлз, это я оставлю нам, а шляпу можешь отнести Наклзу. Он заслужил.
Хорошо. Наклз, держи. Это тебе.
Боже мой, точь-в-точь как сгоревшая. Я несколько недель искал такую. Откуда она?
Из той шкатулки.
Здорово. Ты даже не представляешь, как я счастлив. Надо позагорать.
Really? Another fourth wall joke? Okay. That's charming and all, but seriously, this is the second teaser. We kind of want to see what the story is going to be about this time. Not just another fourth wall thing where you're just showing off how cool your animation is and how great you can do with the characters and whatnot. That's great and all, but we kind of want to know what the story's about. We kind of want to tease us with an epic story like, oh my gosh, Metal Sonic's back, or oh my gosh, Sonic has to do this, and Eggman's doing this, oh my gosh, come on, surprise us a bit more. Not just be like, oh look, it's them on the beach, and they're having fun, and oh, fourth wall joke, get ready for that movie later! Okay, what's the movie gonna be about, though? I mean, all we got at the end of the Sonic movie, first one, was Sonic ran away from his friends who were all trying to get him for some reason in comedic fashion. So it wasn't really, tied into a sequel at all. It's just kind of like a fun way to end the movie. So no one really knows what the sequel is going to be about, if there was a sequel. And also, how is Tails able to lift that chest up all by himself? I know he's propelling his tails while moving it, but he's not that strong. How would he lift that chest? I mean, I get it. It has only a few items in there when he opens it up. When Sonic opens it, it only has a few items in there. It wouldn't be that heavy. But still, you don't know that at first. So it's like, whoa, Tails is strong. It's like, how is he lifting that thing? I like that. He's like, you don't know how happy I am. Because he lost his hat in the first movie because it was burnt. And I'm like, oh yeah, he got his hat back, but I think in the sequel we should actually have a way of him getting his hat back, in some, maybe he goes and buys a new hat, or someone, makes him a new hat. He shouldn't get it out of some weird Sonic symbol chest. It doesn't really make any sense. But I get that, I'm assuming this teaser is just here to, make a funny way of, showing off, different things that are gonna be in the movie, and, different, and this whole thing's an experiment. So the creator said this teaser is one big technical experiment, and do not think that the film will have animation like in this teaser. Feet fest and such humor. Sorry for the confusion. So, yeah, a lot of people blew up in the comment section going, "Ah! Foot fetish! Ah! Feet! Ah! Sonic and Tails and Knuckles aren't supposed to show their feet! What the crap is going on? Ah! There's feet!" And people were like, "They're too realistic! Ah! Sonic's not supposed to have feet!" It's like, okay, calm down, people. Okay, so people got so, like, offended and upset about them showing their feet. I mean, I kind of understand because they're kind of realistic, and realistic feet on cartoon characters is weird and jarring. And I think they could have toned down the realism a bit if they wanted to make them paw feet. Or they could have just made them feet. Where, like, make them look like Mickey Mouse feet. If you've ever looked at a picture of Mickey Mouse on the beach, he has human feet. Just black human feet. And they could have just done that, and that would have been more appealing than seeing, like, claws coming out of the feet. And it is a bit weird to see this, and I think that they were just, experimenting, as he says. It was a technical experiment with the anatomy. So they aren't going to actually do this in the film. But and they say, like, people are, like, so offended, like, they're like, "Please, don't have Sonic and Tails and Knuckles taking off their shoes. We don't want to see their feet." It's like, why? And then, like, someone was, like, saying, like, "Oh, man, feet! Oh, you're going towards the porn region here." I'm like, no, you're not. It's not porn at all. It's just feet. If you show a person's foot, oh my gosh, porn! Ah! YouTube's gonna get you! It's like, what the crap? Why are people freaking out over the feet so much? There was only a few people that actually were like, "Dude, calm down. It's just feet." In the comments section. But a lot of people were like freaking out, like, "We shouldn't see Sonic's feet." I'm just like, guys, it's not a big deal. They're just trying something new, and we've seen Sonic's feet before. I remember an Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog episode where Sonic was at the beach, and we actually saw his feet, and we saw Tails' feet, and guess what? They're like Mickey Mouse's feet, and that's fitting because they have human hands, so they would have human feet, and I think that works better. Even though I thought Tails' feet having paws on them, being paw feet was cute. I think that it suits them to have human feet, actually, because they're not too realistic of animal hype anthros. They are, like, very cartoony anthros. So they have very humanistic bodies, so they would have humanistic feet so that we can relate to them more. And that's a big thing that you need to have in your characters, that when you draw them in a way that's supposed to be simplistic and relatable, and to make them relatable with having hands, then you need to, if you're not going for a realistic style, you're going for a cartoony style. In order for us to relate to them, they need to have hands like we do and feet like we do, if they're going to show their feet, in order for us to be like, okay, this is cool. I can relate to that because I have that. My feet looks like that. And if you show them having realistic animal feet, people are going to be like, "What?" And they're going to be like, "I didn't want to see that," because our feet don't look like that. And so things need to be pleasing to the eye and everything whenever it comes to stuff we're trying to relate to, the characters and everything. Unless you're trying to make a gag where it's like, "Ew, the feet are gross," because it's supposed to be like a funny moment or something. Because maybe they haven't taken a bath in forever or something. I don't know. Anyway, I hope that comes through to people who are maybe thinking about using realistic feet for Sonic characters. Because if you do that, just be careful, not make them too realistic, because some people might not be into that. But if you want to do it because it's your style and whatnot, go ahead, I guess. But for this film, I think they got the message, and I think they're going to just either not show the feet at all, or they're going to just make the feet like they are in Sonic Adventure 1, which, if you look at Big's feet and Tikal's feet, they were just a blob circle thing. They weren't, they didn't have any toes. which kind of works, but I think it works better if they have toes, but they look like human feet, because that just looks like more like an actual foot, and having it be a blob. I think they just did that because they wanted to make the models for the 3D game easier to make, and they didn't want to have to make a bunch of toes, I guess. That's my guess. And that's probably why that's the way it is in the games, for that character is big and Tikal. Oh, right. There was a comment where the guy's like, they never shown their feet before, and like they have in Avengers of Sonic the Hedgehog, the cartoon, when they were at the beach. And I know that in the OVA, when they were at the beach and Tails is like surfing, he's still wearing his shoes. Sonic's still wearing his shoes. So this does feel a little weird in terms of the OVA's universe. But, you know, I think it makes more sense for them to have their shoes off, because they're at the beach, and who's going to wear their shoes when they go swimming? Come on, guys. Think about it. I mean, and have you guys ever gone to the pool or gone to the beach, been like, oh yeah, water feels so good? I mean, come on. That tons of people love and enjoy swimming and just, you know, just soaking in the water. It's great. We all take showers. It feels great. And it's just something we do as people. And people need to just not freak out just because Sonic decides to show his foot. I mean, people are acting in the comments like this is such a big deal. And it's not. The only thing that got them all rallied up, I think, is because the feet were too realistic. And, you know, if we just tone it down, I think people would calm down. And that would be good. Oh yeah, a lot of people are saying, I don't know what they're saying, it's in Russian. And I guess people don't know about the closed captioning button on YouTube that you can click and it turns on subtitles. And you can understand what they're saying. I mean, mine was automatically on when I started the video. So I don't know why some people didn't have it turned on when they played the video. So if you guys would just look at the player, you know, where you pause and play stuff, go to the very far right and click the button that says CC. It'll turn on the subtitles for you so you can understand it in English. So guys, I hope you all enjoyed my video. I think this looks like a great fan film whenever they finish it. Apparently it's going to be finished in August, which is too far off, I guess, and gives them plenty of time to make this film great. Now, who knows, it might be delayed or something, and I don't know, but I don't even know what the plot of this movie is going to be, and I really wish they would make a trailer that showed what's going to be in this movie story-wise, but it looks pretty cool so far. And if you watch this animation test that they did, which I will link down below, I'll link everything down below, and you can watch this animation test real quick that I'm talking over. It was really cool to watch this, and I think they did a great job with the animation, and I really liked the way they did it in 2D. I think that the 3D rotoscoping could make it more interesting for certain parts of the movie. They could use it for certain parts, but not like the entire thing. Like I said, they could maybe, if they were going to use it, they could make it look less smooth and slow and make it look more natural and, you know, speed things up sometimes or whatever. You know, just to make it look better. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you want, you can comment, like, subscribe, whatever. If you want to, I'm not saying you have to. I don't really care if you give me a dislike, because that helps me figure out what you guys like and dislike. And this is just my, you know, first time doing this sort of reaction thing. I mean, I've done it before, technically, but I'm doing it in a different style that I've never tried before. So this is going to be fun to see what people think about this. So if you guys would like to, you can comment below, like the video, subscribe, whatever you want to do, or maybe even dislike it. I don't care. Let me know what you think about my video and my opinions and other people's opinions and what you thought about that video. And go watch it for reals on their channel and give them some views and some likes. And subscribe maybe if you liked it, if you liked their stuff, because they're cool too, and they did a lot of hard work to make their videos awesome. So check them out. I'll have a link below to them as well. Thanks for watching, guys. Shock the Night Coon out.